the latest episode, we see Megan continuing to do too much, and she's pretty much marking her territory on Dijon this episode. Dijon comes in, she berates him, she says, "You're a fraud, you disrespected me, blah, 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 blah." Now, I can understand why she might feel a type of way seeing Dijon flirting and being like visibly more open after basically being shut off the whole time together. I can definitely understand why she feels like he has switched up on his behavior, because I feel like he kind of has. But at the same time, they both have said to each other that they're open, and it's still very much early days. So when she's coming at him talking about he's a fraud, he's this, he's that, I personally didn't agree with that. So I agreed with him pushing back against that. She doesn't actually say sorry about that. Dijon has to settle with a, well, I can see that you acknowledge that you overreacted. But she's doubling down that it was disrespectful and she had a right to overreact that way. I don't think that she did. I think it was good entertainment. It was good to watch. But she was doing way too much. And personally, I think that Dijon acted appropriately for somebody who's single and has his options open. He didn't say a bad word about Megan. He said things are going well, but he's open. Then, after Dijon, she basically moves on to Melisha. She's making sly comments here and there. Melisha does pull her up on one, and she starts gaslighting immediately. She starts saying, "Well, I never said that. I never said that." And they start basically having an argument with each other. Dijon's sitting there silent and not saying anything. He's basically like, "Don't get me involved." And then basically just before the end of the episode, Melisha and Dijon have a conversation on the terrace. Melisha wanted to take him to the hideaway. He was basically like, nah. You don't want that much heat from Megan because it's like he's, doesn't want to be told off again. They have a conversation. Megan decides she's going to go gate crash the conversation. They come up. They have a conversation. They hash it out. Like I said, she doesn't really apologize for calling him a fraud and saying all of these things, but acknowledges that she overreacted, but said that she had a right to overreact. And Dijon basically solidifies that he's her number one, even though in the conversation with Melisha, he was basically low-key saying that, she's up there. So basically, Dijon lets it slip that basically, Melisha was going to take him to the hideaway, but he said, let's go to the terrace instead to get brownie points. And she's basically like, oh, this bitch is disrespectful, because after their initial argument, Melisha came to squash the beef, because she's just basically like, Megan's looking like the head bitch in charge. So she doesn't want no smoke with the rest of the girls. So she's just going to apologize. Megan now comes to pull Melisha and is like, "You disrespectful bitch. Why would you take my man to the hideaway? That's why you got rejected. How dare you, blah, blah, blah." And Melisha's like, "Wait, hold on a minute. I'm a bombshell. I'm here for myself. I can do whatever the fuck I want." They start beefing. Other people get involved. And that's how the conversation ends. So I don't know how it's going to be next episode with the whole dynamic, because it seems like Melisha can't really count. Melisha is still pretty much in the running. I don't think Dijon has closed things off with Melisha yet. He's said that Megan is his number one, but is Melisha close number two? And is he now gonna feel differently now that Megan is arguing with Melisha again? We'll see. I mean, I'm here for the drama. I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for the drama. I think Megan's doing too much. I think she needs to calm down, and I feel like she needs to leave Melisha alone. I'll make another video on that. But yeah, I'm here for the drama, not gonna lie. But what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think Dijon's gonna go off with Megan because she's so hot-headed and she reacts this way? What do you guys think? And what do you guys think about the situation in general?